Three families are about to go back in time.
I feel almost like I've been sentenced to 5 months hard labor.
You could have the best intentions of coming out and starting a life here, and before you know it, you're bust.
It's not quite as charming as it once was, and the Garden of Eden has turned into hell.
Fictionalized, mythologized, often romanticized. Now, see the real experience of life on the frontier.
Funding for Frontier House is provided by the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation to enhance public understanding of the role of technology. The foundation also seeks to portray the lives of the men and women engaged in scientific and technological pursuit. Corporate support is made possible by
Bob's Red Mill Natural Foods, makers of over 400 stone-ground whole grain products for every meal of the day. Our all-natural products are available at your local grocer or natural foods market. Bob's Red Mill Natural Foods, to your good health.
And by Georgia Pacific. Life on the frontier would have been different with GP brands like Quilted Northern Bath Tissue, Brawny Towels, and Dixie Cups and Plates. Georgia Pacific. We make the things that make you feel at home. Major funding is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Frontier Valley, Montana. For 5 weeks, 3 families have called this place home. As 1883 homesteaders, they are learning to live with less. No electricity, no telephones, and limited food. And something else is in short supply.
There's just very little affection. Very little affection. It's stark, it's austere. You know, having an intimate relationship and having, actually making love is low on the priority list. It really is. It's really low. For me, too, Maybe not as low as it is for Adrian. We're the same people. If anything, we should be more romantic. Look at this beautiful sunset. Oh, my God. It's a lovely place. Oh, just had some great thoughts, Adrian. So, you sure you don't like this beer?
I'm still thinking about it.
That's life on the frontier.
Nate Brooks came to the West without his fiancée, Kristen. But in just over a week, she will join him, and they will be married in a frontier wedding. Kristen is leaving her job as a social worker in Boston to travel back in time and join Nate. The pressure is on. With the help of his father, Rudy, Nate is building a cabin from scratch and wants to have a roof over his bride's head on their wedding night.
Initially, I wanted to have the whole cabin done. And then we got kind of a stretch of bad weather and the snow and some of the rainy days, and then it immediately went to weather that was blazing hot and made it really challenging to work. My goal is to make it as comfortable as I possibly can for her. And I know even with that effort, there'll still be obstacles that she'll have to overcome.
Not having Kristen here has been hard for him. And everything's sort of in preparation for her getting here. And there's a lot of sort of coordination and decisions to be made. I feel like it's difficult for him having to do that by himself.
If Nate and Rudy don't reach their goal, Kristen will be carried over quite an unusual threshold.
So this is home sweet home.
There's about 9 million spiders in here.
Living in here is definitely motivation to move on to bigger and better things and keep up the hard work.
I'm really excited that Kristen's coming. I'll see her Wednesday. But I'm a little concerned for her. I think it will be a bit of a shock for her as much as she expects, because I know myself from my own expectations, how I pictured myself, and then the reality was so different. It was definitely harsher than I expected. I already did laundry Monday, but it takes 2 days to keep up with it. The hardest part of the day for me is getting out of bed in the morning. It's tough. That's really hard. And then face the monotony of doing the same thing over and over every day and every week after week is really tough to face.
I think it's really hard for her. She can't say she's enjoying it. I can say I'm enjoying it. There's days here that I like it, and I say to myself, I could really be here in 1883 and loving it, you know? I don't think she's had those kinds of days.
When I get back to the 21st century, I will never, ever again say that I'm overworked or that I'm way too busy or have way too much to do, because when I think of my busiest times there, they were nothing in comparison to the workload I have here. Nothing.
The 5 weeks of hard labor has taken a toll on Karen Glenn as well. She has shooting pains in her arm and numbness in her fingers. As a nurse, she is very concerned.
Had no movement out of my ring finger or my little finger, and my whole hand was cold. And so it's pretty frightening. And then you start thinking, more fatal kind of things. What if it is a blood clot? If I'm too stubborn that I don't follow up on this and something serious happens, then I've hurt the whole team. So I need to get it looked at. I can humble myself down and say, I don't know what's going on, and I want to know what's going on.
Karen has tried everything in her medicine box, stocked with period remedies such as feverfew for headaches and castor oil. Our families were not given popular painkillers of the time, such as cocaine and morphine, which were highly addictive. And aspirin was not invented until the turn of the 20th century. She has made a difficult decision to break from the past and call a modern doctor.
Hello?
Karen?
Yes?
Hey, I'm Dr. Faden. How are you?
Hi, thanks. I've been expecting you.
Yep. Take some deep breaths for me. Don't let me pull them open. I think you've got probably a tendonitis under your arm here, but because I can feel this tendon and you have a lot of tenderness there whenever I mash on it, okay? Well, you need to avoid doing any heavy lifting with that arm. I know that's not easy.
That's almost impossible in this lifestyle.
Sure, I understand. If you're not feeling better in a week, though, I want you to let me know, okay?
Thank you.
Of course, you get my bill.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right.
I think. Dr. Kirby Tendon. Charge to Miss Karen Glenn. Travel to Frontier Creek, $1 per mile. Oh my God. Consult fee and prescription fee, $46. That's a huge amount. I shouldn't have called him. I should have just dealt with it.
The doctor's bill is a blow to the Glens. It is almost a quarter of their entire savings.
I mean, we'll just deduct it from our sum and keep on going, but it makes me very cautious to ever call again, and that's sad because that's how medicine is now. People won't go to the doctor because they know they're going to get, knifed in the back, so they'll stay at home and suffer with stuff that shouldn't be.
The realities of frontier living are causing the Glenn's marriage to crack under pressure.
Wood! Fire wood!
Is that going to go along? What is the malfunction?
Have you asked me how I've been feeling? I was sick. I don't go to bed at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Have you asked me how I felt? No.
When I say, Mark, why don't you, I'm just tired. Well, we're all tired. Every one of us is exhausted, tired.
Logan, this does not call for dramatics on your part.
Logan doesn't want to hear us fighting.
And I don't want to fight. I think that people like you need to have shortcomings brought up to you.
This is the way I am. I am. This leopard has found her spot, and I understand what suits me best.
I don't think that's right. At all. And I don't appreciate it. At all.
I mean, I just don't get it. It's kind of odd what Mark and I are going through with the wedding coming up so quick, because this is my second marriage, and anyone who's ever been married once and then remarried will understand the statement that you never ever love the second time like you did the first time. You never allow yourself that same vulnerability. So, you know, I'm probably one of those people that probably should have never gotten remarried.
The Clunes have their own problems. With 4 children, their food is nearly gone.
So, Connor, what's up?
I'm hungry.
Why are you hungry?
Because we haven't gotten no food. I can't live without food for like 2 or 1 more day. I'm starving. I'm really hungry.
And this is why you're not working right now?
Mom, if I do work, I'll just get hungrier and I'll be like tortured here.
See? I mean, he's just skin and bone.
I lie down to this view.
And you can see my pelvic bones. No belly whatsoever. It's completely gone. Totally relaxed, not tiny. It's just amazing.
I don't mind going hungry. I could easily skip meals. But for the children, it's tough.
It's really hard for Adrian to hear the kids saying, I'm still hungry, we freaking don't have any food for him.
It's the end of June, and the store is ready to open. But since it's a long journey, each family has decided it's only logical for one person to go.
Karen's going to go this time, and you know, she kind of gave me the option the other day of, well, did you want to go? But she's been prepared for it for about a month, so why would I go? And I am not going to set myself up into that trap of going on a one-day ride there, spend the night, and come back, and then find out that I forgot something.
The homesteaders are each driven by their own needs. Nate has less than a week before Kristen's arrival for the wedding and needs supplies. Karen is concerned about her finances and is hoping to earn money by working or trading with the storekeeper. And Gordon must bring back food for his hungry family.
Who wants to go shopping?
In the 1880s, it was common for new homesteaders to live in remote areas, far from the nearest town. Our families will have an arduous journey. 10 miles across 3 mountain ridges to reach the period store created especially for the project.
I can't think of going a more difficult, circuitous route. And I'm beat. At times I'm just absolutely, really exhausted.
Compared to some homesteaders of the day, Gordon has it easy. Accounts tell of 40 to 60-mile journeys to the nearest general store, which would have taken several days.
Just isn't enough. I'm telling you, it's just a real, I mean, 1/2 gallon is not enough.
Cowboy thinks it was hard. It was tough walking uphill. I wish I had a better pair of shoes.
Saddle sore and weary, the 3 finally arrive and meet the storekeeper who will be their only link to essential supplies and potential income. In the 19th century, it was common for settlers to get to the store only a few times a year.
How are you?
Hop Sing Yin was an actual trader in the area in the 1880s, and the store has been modeled after a small mercantile business of the period.
Mr. Yan, how are you? I'm Gordon Clune.
Hi, nice to meet you, Gordon.
Nice to meet you. Looking forward to
Yes.
getting here for some time.
Great.
He's going to take off the saddlebag.
Running our store is Montana resident Ying Ming Lee, a member of the local Chinese Historical Society who knows a great deal about the history of the Chinese settlers in the West.
in the late 1800s, there were 5 to 10% of the population in Montana was Asian nature. The reason was so there were a lot of railroad workers. When they settled down, they run a laundromat, they run a grocery store, so become the backbone of how the community can be supplied. A lot of them are merchants.
Yes. How about drop the things over here and have some water here?
As was true in the past, our families can purchase foods, supplies, and livestock through the store and can sell and trade homemade goods as well. Before the railroad came through the area, stores on the frontier had a limited supply of goods. Canned foods were becoming popular, but fresh vegetables were only available if grown locally. Luxury items were rare and extremely costly. Each family has a limited budget, and Karen is eager to recoup her losses.
Hop Sin is my contact with the rest of the world. By mail, potential employer, selling my goods. I've been experimenting and I've come up with a wonderful shampoo recipe. You just dissolve it in about a quart of hot water and let it cool, and then just rinse it through your hair. The final rinse being plain water, and it'll come out shiny and soft and just wonderful.
So I'll bring back for my wife and my daughter to try them out.
Yeah.
If we like it, we'll get some more.
Okay.
I'd like to go through the credit with you a little bit.
Okay. I'm really cautious about money and keeping a bit of a safety net under us for like that unexpected doctor's bill. If you have any overflow laundry, I would be willing to help you out and do some laundry at my house.
I will keep that in mind.
Okay, thanks.
My dealings with Hop, I think, were to purchase things that we definitely needed. And, I wanted things to feel special for Kristen. So I got some white silk and some things that I could decorate and kind of make things feel a little homier.
The good stuff. Your cigar, open up, take a look at it. And you are getting married?
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. And hopefully, maybe even the next trip out, I'll bring my new wife.
Hi, Gordon. Finally. Let me go through this real quick with you.
Gordon has reacted to his family's hunger in a big way, ordering more than twice the amount of food that they were originally supplied.
You got 98 pounds of flour, you got 100 pounds of sugar, 20 pounds of salt.
My family was adversely affected from the lack of food for the first 5 weeks we were here. So what we wanted to do is make sure we have enough provisions, so however long it's going to take for whatever reason, weather or non-availability or flash flood or the roads washed away, that you can take care of ourselves.
We total 162.04.
So this is our last order added up to this much money.
Yeah, and you are in the negative credit range.
When I got the bill and looked at it and found out that I was in debt, yeah, it was pretty surprising. It was disappointing, but what can I do?
Do you think you might have anything you'd like to trade?
I have a team of horses, 2 horses, and I have one of the mayor. She's a very good mayor, and she produced a colt. Every deal is $1 million deal. Every deal is. It has to be. You have to have the enthusiasm for it, otherwise you shouldn't do a deal at all. My 1883 life and my 1883 funds are very personal to me, as if it is $1 million deal.
And do have your mail over here.
Remote country merchants often ran more than just a store. They traded goods, loaned money, and served as the local post office.
It's from Mama for my birthday.
Get down to the good stuff.
Oh, God, I'm not even going to take these back because the kids would die.
Karen knows these modern-day snack foods must be left behind. Nate takes this last opportunity to send a message to Kristen. The telegram was invented in 1838, and they were frequently used in the 1880s, although costly, at about 7 cents a word.
You want to read us through? I make sure I don't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
I can send it out.
At store, food, mail, beer, life is good. Wedding plans, amazing. You are beautiful, my angel. Love to all, Nate.
Good.
By the time Karen, Nate, and Gordon have completed their trading, it is dark. So they must camp overnight and make the 10-hour hike back to Frontier Valley in the morning.
I could see why families 100 years ago were so tight, because you had to depend on every member. I mean, every member was a working force. And now, you know, one person can run to the store and get a pre-made meal. It's no big deal, but then your life depended on it.
But when you're doing it for time after time, then you're wishing you had a supermarket or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to find a 7-Eleven myself, place that's open 24 hours almost, you know, real close, you know, right around the nearest corner. So that's what I want to do. I'll buy. I don't even care if I have to pay more.
Yeah.
Around the campfire, Gordon and Karen manage to put their differences aside for now.
I would really like to walk away from this with Gordon at least appreciating each other's strength. I'm going to really try to let bygones be bygones and just look for good from now on.
It is early morning, and our homesteaders are loading what will fit into their pack saddles to bring home. The remainder of their orders will be delivered by wagon in a few days.
The girls, they drive me crazy because they're always hungry. They were all day. When's Gordon going to be back? What time do you think he'll be back? And they're just counting down the moments, the minutes till he gets here with hopefully sugar and canned fruit. I hope he'll be back in time for dinner tonight. Otherwise it's beans and corn cakes again. I just can't handle it. I had a tiny bit at lunch and it was like, I just can't eat any more of this.
It is late afternoon as they come down the mountain into Frontier Valley. The first homestead they reach is Nate's, who has some important news for Rudy.
Hey, pal, how you doing? And guess what? Got a telegram. Oh, did you? Mm-hmm. Margie had a baby. Joseph. Oh. Your grandpa just Christ over.
Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
On your grandson, Joseph.
Hi. How are you? Was it good?
Yeah, it was a heck of a hike.
You got some canned fruit, maybe?
Oh, I got all that. Yeah. I got everything on your list.
Whoa, another canned peaches.
This isn't peaches, Connor. These are prunes.
These are peaches. Yeah.
At the Clunes, food is forgotten for a moment.
Pass this out.
These are the first letters they have received in 6 weeks.
How many letters?
See?
It's
like money.
Oh, Anya, this is to you, to Anya. Charlotte Bronte.
I wanted you to open it because you might have got an email.
Hey, Justin, this one's from me, to me and you.
One of the little shocks that I had when I went into the store is how much all this stuff that we ordered cost. We pretty much used up all our credit with the store. We only had like $150 bucks, something like that, $140 worth of credit.
I thought we had $220 on credit.
It's been all nibbled away. It will be $15, $20 in the red. So if we want to make money, probably your baking idea will be a good
So
one.
you might even build me a kitchen. Hey, Francis. Well, I got stuff for everybody.
At the Glen cabin, Mark, Erin, and Logan have been hard at work on a surprise for Karen.
She can open them now.
Yesterday was her birthday.
Okay.
Oh, wow. You built me a porch. That's a great porch. This is wonderful.
Karen has brought home food, clothing, and some treats for the kids.
What's the book, Aaron? These are from Granny Lewis.
Oh, yes.
Ginger snaps. And she said a lot of other stuff that would be considered contraband, so I had to turn it back in.
What's contraband, you mean?
Things that are not appropriate for the period. Things that would only be happening in the 21st century. Like, I don't even want to tell you.
Tell us.
I'm not going to tell you.
Come on.
Cat dog, cheese nips.
Oh, man.
Frosted chocolate Pop-Tarts.
It is 6 days until the wedding, and Nate and Rudy are struggling to meet their deadline.
We're on a mission today. We've got a young lady coming into town in less than a week, and we're looking to get a roof over her head.
Nate needs to raise at least 5 logs a day to finish in time.
This is quite amazing, unprecedented. I don't know if this has been done in the history of frontier living. The Brooks team is going for a record 6th log to break their old record of 5. Stand by for log number 6. We now go to the notch cam. By the way, disregard any X-rated crack footage that you see here. It's been a particularly hot day. We've got a lot of work. Maybe I'll go ahead and put my shirt on for you younger viewers at home. Number 6. It's a beauty. I hope she'll still take me after all this dirt and funk.
Well, when she sees the cabin, she won't.
I can win her over with the cabin?
Yeah.
We better get back to work then.
Down the valley, Gordon and Adrienne are coming to terms with the fact that their home is far from a honeymoon cottage.
I really miss romance. I really thought before I got here that we would be finding hiding places, we would disappear, nobody would know where we're going, and that just hasn't happened. I don't feel as pretty, I don't feel as desirable. You know, most of the time here you go to bed, you're pretty smelly, you know, you can't bathe easily. You haven't washed your hair for a week. I have all these reasons why I thought people in the photographs didn't smile. Maybe it was the lack of dentistry, they didn't want to show off their teeth, or their lack of teeth, or the need for orthodontics, whatever. But now we're beginning to wonder if maybe they didn't smile, maybe nobody was having any sex on the frontier. Nobody was happy.
It's a woman plan. They wait till you're well asleep before they come to bed. And they sneak in, they creep in to bed.
Try not to touch it, even a toe.
They just want to give me any wrong ideas.
With 4 days left before the wedding, the first guest arrives. Nate's older brother and best man, Alan, has come to help them finish the cabin.
How you doing, bro?
Brother man.
To have my brother come out and share this experience with me, it meant the world.
It's good to see you, man.
Our relationship runs so deep that for my brother to be out here and to know the relationship that Kristen and I have, and to really put his stamp of approval on it. He was just there as a big brother, as he's always been.
I know that Nate's brother's visiting, and those guys, they're just pulling out all the stops, and they're going like crazy to get a house and a roof up. So when Kristen comes, she'll probably move right into a house, which should be very special and very romantic.
You guys need some water?
Yeah.
Thanks.
It was so great having my father and my brother here for the days leading up to the wedding. Best man is the best man, and he's there to to put you on ice and keep you chilled out, and that's exactly what my brother was able to do for me. Help pound some nails in the roof and get everything set. But even further than that, I think emotionally grounded me in a way that allowed me to feel calm and allowed me to go into the wedding with a certain amount of joy and happiness rather than feeling burdened with any pressures or any feelings of anxiety or anything.
They work well together, have done similar tasks together, so I think they're feeling great about spending time together, so production is high.
This must be prerequisite training for every groom. You gotta build your own house for your honey.
That's right. Well, that shows true love, putting the house together.
Be a lot lower divorce rate if this really is.
Well, you seem to have this formulated in your mind that everything I do is so lopsided. What decision do you want to make?
I think you call all the shots, and I don't think that that's exactly a good setup.
And my response was what?
Get another team. Go play for another team. We agreed I was the coach.
No, I said, I am the pivotal person in this family. I am married to you. I am the children's mother. I am the glue.
Who do you answer to?
I answer to my
no
own
one.
conscience.
That sets yourself up as God.
Okay. Well, I answer to my own God. We're at divorce level. I mean, I'm ready to kick him out and just do it by myself.
We are?
Yeah, I told you that. I mean, him and Aaron are fighting and we bicker, and I tell him all the time that he comes in talking to us in a monotone, and then when people show up, he's all friendly and nice, and we get what's left over. I've said that. Don't make me even surprised.
I think my wife is turning into some type of Hitler. You have to have checks and balances. Everybody in this family has to answer to her, but she doesn't have to answer to anybody. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that or not.
Well, what's interesting is, you know, I'm a woman of 2001 living in 1883, and I'm as trapped as a woman in 1883 would have been, because I can't do anything on these grounds here. And so I can really empathize with the woman back then, because I'm sure there were the same problems, and I'm sure women were not pansies and they wanted out, but they had no way out.
In fact, divorce was an option and was easier to obtain in the West than anywhere else in the country. In the 1880s, 1 out of every 15 marriages ended in divorce. 60% of the women seeking separation cited cruelty, desertion, or drunkenness, while most of the men cited the failure of their wife to be submissive.
I think women were a bit stronger than we think. They had to be. There's no way someone of a weak nature is going to survive something like this. And they said this is a man's work. I probably identify more closely with Calamity Jane. Calamity Jane was a little harder. She broke all the molds of what a female should or could or would do at that time.
My perception of trying to bring modern day woman into the 1883s is like trying to put that square peg in a round hole. It fits, but you gotta force it real hard.
Women on the frontier wrote powerfully in diaries of the isolation of homesteading. And Adrienne feels equally cut off.
I miss my friends. I really do. I really miss my girlfriends. You know, people to confide in and talk to. It is isolated out here. I didn't think I would miss people so much, but I do.
Most homesick is Adrienne's niece, Tracy. She is the only person on the frontier without her immediate family.
Without my parents and being only 15 years old, and just like starting from a whole other family is like kind of like
it's a big thing for me, and I've like never been away from my family for that long, and I've never even like been away from them for like a week. And from going from a week to 5 months is a big difference.
Tracy is lucky. Her parents, Bill and Cindy, have flown in from California to visit, a journey that would have taken more than a week in 1883.
Hey, Fizzly, please! I see my mom start walking up, and the first thing I did was start crying, and she started crying too. It was just like we were all back together once again, and it was like nothing had changed.
Oh, it's beautiful. I didn't see you for very much. Let me see you. You look beautiful. Look, Duty.
Look at your fingernails. So are you bony?
She looks skinny. She looks real skinny.
Tracy's very physical and emotional. And she's affectionate, and she likes to be hugged and kissed. I mean, she's 15 and I still kiss her goodnight. You know, there's nobody here to kiss her. Wow! This is really nice.
You know, when we got here, there were 4 logs. That was it. And she only got a kitchen 2 days ago.
35 chickens ate a 5-gallon.
Gordon's brother Bill and his wife Cindy are immediately put to work on the Clune cabin.
This is the Clune work ethic in progress. The women work too. Bill is out digging a trench, and Cindy is putting in a window. See, these Clunes kick butt, guys.
Show them your hands.
Yeah, I have.
We've helped Gordon and Adrian and everybody do their chores. And it's terrible. It's not hideous. We feel real dirty. It's not hideous.
I think everybody had the perception it was just going to be, more fun and like, maybe a month-long Yosemite trip.
It's bad enough all these families are going through all this, but they have each other as a family. Tracy's feeling like she's even written us a letter like she doesn't have a family. She's an orphan. Her parents are dead somewhere because she doesn't have parents.
Yeah, that made us feel good.
That was
great.
They died. No, it's hard. It's really hard on her in that way. I'm going to cry. She's our daughter.
The wedding plans are moving forward. A site has been selected, and in just 3 days, Nate and Kristen will marry.
It's got some good hay there.
The community is coming together to get ready for the big day.
It's so different to the wedding you go to in 2001. You feel so much more part of it, being able to contribute, not just go out to a store and buy a gift, go over and decorate and help set it up. It's really very touching, very special, much more meaningful.
Flowers are picked for the bridal bouquets. Seating is made for the guests, and food must be prepared for the table.
Okay, so I gotta use a pound of sugar. That's about.
Following 19th century tradition, 2 wedding cakes will be made, one for the bride and one for the groom. Adrienne takes on the challenge of the bride's cake.
These eggs are like gold here. We haven't had eggs for breakfast yet since, I think, it's more than a week. Storing up these eggs to have for the cake. And the same with the butter. And then I've got some more of Justin's inventions. I talked him into making me a whisk. He did this yesterday. I needed a whisk to whisk egg whites. So we're going to test it for the first time here and see how it goes. It's working. This is amazing. The Frontier whisk. I love it. These women that spent their whole lives living like this and baking like this, they must have had huge biceps. I mean, really muscular arms. I'm getting there. few more months.
Karen will be making the groom's cake, but supplies are low. Without thinking, she has made omelets for breakfast.
The yolks of 3 eggs, 1/2 cup of butter, 1 cup sugar, 1 tablespoon molasses. Aaron, I really want to make this one. One option is maybe one of you could run up to Nate's and get an egg.
We've already asked for flour from them and chicken feed from them.
Well, sweetie, I'm in a jam. I can't help it. You know, I'll give them 2 eggs back as soon as they lay them. But this is pretty important. I'm not going to waste time sitting here bickering with you.
Tomorrow is the wedding, and the Brooks have met their goal. The cabin is finished.
They'll be able to occupy it, and I can give them both a big kiss on the cheek and go home and give my wife a kiss on the cheek.
Rudy will be leaving Frontier Valley tomorrow, and his final task on the homestead is to help Nate carry his bridal bed into the cabin.
My brother turned to me and he said, you know, does it feel real? Does it feel like you're getting married? And I just stopped, and tears started coming to my eyes, and I said, yeah, it's real. And all of a sudden it hit me. I was so consumed by so many other kind of things going on, and my brother's one question grounded me in the fact that I'm getting married.
It is the morning of the wedding. The bride, Kristen, is in the nearest town preparing for the ceremony.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me. Pull it in tight. I want to look skinny, but wow.
She has not seen Nate in almost 2 months, and anticipation is high as her mother and sister help her dress.
I haven't been able to sleep because I picture it's the moment when the wagon drops us off that is the moment that kills all of us.
A fancy wedding dress was not common on the frontier, and brides usually were married in their Sunday best. Kristen will follow suit and will wear a burgundy outfit selected by our clothing historian.
For years I've been picturing my wedding, and I've had all different kinds of variations on that dream. But the one constant is that in all the dreams I'm always wearing a white dress. When I saw this burgundy and pink sailor suit, I guess I just had to swallow hard because I wanted to be positive, but I didn't like it at all. And I was totally bummed that I had to wear that.
You are beautiful. You are beautiful. And Nate will think so.
A surprise package arrives from Nate.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Oh, and it's long. That's exactly how I wanted it. And it's got a blusher. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous and antique-y. And then do I get to do the left? I think Nate does the left. I love the left. I don't really know how to feel. You're beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's good to hear when you're in a burgundy dress. Something else?
But the box contains something more. A white dress.
Oh no. It's his little bird. Now the fairy tale is complete. My beautiful princess, the white dress, the prince is awaiting. Oh, my love, Nathan. Oh, how awesome is that? Okay, so I changed.
Get me out of this burgundy dress.
Oh. It turned out as I planned. This was pretty much what I pictured. The three tiers. This is so great to have a special day like this, a day when I don't have to cook dinner, don't have to spend the rest of the day cleaning and cooking, and it's really fun. It is really fun getting all pretty and putting on pretty clothes and getting clean. It's great. And there's going to be music, food. It'll be great.
Karen's cake is finished.
The icing didn't get as stiff as I had hoped. I was hoping this would go ahead and solidify enough that I could do just a little bit of a swirl. Tell people this is exactly the look that we were going for. Absolutely. No mistakes here. Just opportunity for creativity.
The wedding provides new motivation. Everyone is dressing and preening, scrubbing off weeks of ground-in dirt. Up until now, the ice-cold creek has been the only way to bathe. But Gordon splurged at the store and purchased a major luxury item from Hop Sing, a full-sized bathtub, and he offers Nate the opportunity to christen it.
This is a great wedding gift. Pre-wedding gift. Last gift of my bachelor life. This is the most dangerous thing I've done since I've been out here.
Oh, it feels so good. This is like heaven right now.
Get my new wife. Bring her up. Thinking right about here. She's a feather. See, the tricky thing is this is a very small door, so you don't want to get the bonk. You don't want to get the bonk.
You ready?
You want to get a nice, smooth one-step pivot in. Ta-da. So that's what we're looking for. That's the playbook. That's how we've written it up. I think we can pull it off.
Interracial marriages were possible in the 1880s, but racism was a bitter fact of life. People often went west, seeking to escape such prejudice. Nate and Kristen have chosen the 4th of July, Independence Day, for their wedding. A small number of friends and family have come from near and far for their celebration. They eagerly await the arrival of the bride.
To see that carriage kind of come over the creek, it was so exciting and such a culmination of everything that Kristen and I have been about and want to share with our families.
The girls came up, to the carriage, and they had my headpiece waiting for me, and they had everything ready to go, and everyone knew what was happening. It's like a little bit of a dream,
I saw Kristen walking towards me as my fiancée, and I knew in the back of my mind that we were going to be walking back down that aisle as husband and wife.
Into this holy union, Kristen McLeod and Nathan Brooks come now to be joined.
I take you, Nate, to be my wedded husband from this day forth, without question or consideration of seeking greater happiness elsewhere.
Together under God, we will continue to love and support each other, draw from each other in times of joy and sorrow, and to love each other fully and unconditionally until we are parted by death. This is my solemn vow.
Kristen, I promise you that for the rest of my life, I'll hold our unity together as a priority under God, forsaking all others, and you will be my only exclusive sole romantic partner.
Thank you.
This is my solemn vow.
Now that Nathan and Kristen have given themselves to each other by solemn vows, I now pronounce them husband and wife. Like this.
Thanks, Poppy. Thanks for everything, the 6 weeks, and being my support and being dad. Here, here. At last, we are married. 7.5 years. It's a real celebration. And so glad that you are all able to join us here. As you can imagine, I've had 6 weeks of some solitude and some reflective time to think, so I got quite a bit to say. But I'm going to wait until you have some food to nourish you.
With a new beginning comes an ending. Rudy must say goodbye to his friends and family on the frontier.
Everyone knows that my stay at Frontier House is kind of short. There's only a few hours left. When it gets dark, I probably won't be here. And I would like to extend my appreciation and my love to the family here in the valley. Thank you for caring. I said I wasn't going to do this again. But thank you all for the 6 weeks that I've been a part of your family. Thank you. Now let's party.
Seeing Nate and Kristen so happy and so in love and so best friends magnifies that we're not best friends anymore.
It's unfortunate. We've brought a lot of problems from our modern day lives down here. It's just care, and that's just the way she is. I mean, I wouldn't have her any other way. It's a very dynamic relationship.
It's so romantic having a wedding. Maybe seeing Nate and Kristen together will be really good for us. Might fire things up a bit.
I would hope that Ada and I would have a romantic life, maybe even more romantic than what we had in the 21st century. And hopefully our romance life comes back.
In one day I traveled to 1883. I go back in time 119 years, become somebody's wife, and I had no idea what to expect from this upcoming frontier life that I was about to jump into. Oh my God! Oh, it's beautiful. Look at it. Nate, you made that. Oh, sweetheart, this is awesome.
Take a virtual visit to Frontier Valley at PBS Online to explore the experience as it happened. There's also homestead history and more video diaries at pbs.org.
This is our California picnic here. We're gonna pretty much pretend that this is a cheeseburger, and these beans here are French fries, and this is a nice Coke, and this is my Dr. Pepper, because we've been like agony, because we miss Coke so much, and yeah, we're addicted to cheeseburgers and French fries, and so pretty much now we have to pretend like this is it.
The only good idea I got of good happening today was me trying to set a world record by being the most smelly kid on earth, so by not taking a bath in a long time.